This is an e-bike that comes with a sidecar that has been reborn, once attached to a dirty internal combustion engine, now attached to an all-electric e-bike. In this video, you're going to get my complete review after using this for several weeks. Let's jump right in. Putting this thing together was a little challenging because I've never put together a sidecar and attached it to another e-bike, and I forgot that they emailed me the instructions. So of course I was looking for paper instructions in the box, which I never found because it was in my email. So please don't be like me and remember that the instructions are in your inbox. Now I want to say, even though this bike was sent to me to do a review for you guys, my opinions remain my own. Let's start by going over the controls on this beautiful looking e-bike. On the left side, you have your front brake and this beautiful bell.
Is Boulder, I guess you were saying touristy. I didn't really think about that.
Not only is it designed beautifully, but it also is pretty loud considering, and I love how minimal it is right there. I'm wiping the dust off the center display here. It is not a color display, and from my understanding, it does not connect to your phone, which is fine because I don't need that. On the right-hand side, you have a throttle that does work from 0. You have your rear brake and your shifter for the rear. On the front, you do have your headlight, which that is my one complaint about this bike, which I'll get to in a minute. The headlight is plenty bright. It is awesomely yellow, but this mechanism in which it does attach could be designed a little bit better. Now, the styling of this e-bike, I love it. I love how it looks. I love how it rides. It is a all-around incredibly awesome e-bike and design. Now you can see the mechanism here, which is essentially this huge plate that attaches the sidecar, which we'll touch more on later. Now, the front does come with a fender. You can see all the tires are flat, including this single tire that is attached to the sidecar, or the easy boat, as they call it. It is very, very nicely designed. I love the intricate red there. You can see here where this plate does attach to the frame itself with your gears in the rear as well. Huge motor, able to propel this bike, including the sidecar with kids in it, easily up a hill. Now I want to show you this rear rack bag. So the rear rack does come standard. The bag is extra, but this bag sent to me just like this e-bike from Mod E-Bikes is phenomenal, really. There is a easily accessible button underneath that will mount and unmount this. It's really nice in terms of like the amount of storage too. You can see on both sides, you can unzip and then it turns into this kind of hanging down huge side pouch. Kind of looks traditional to like the bags that you see on regular e-bikes that you might have seen in my videos as well. There's a cup holder here and you can easily carry stuff. So if you want to pack a lunch, unhook it from your e-bike and you can easily be on your way. Now I love that the inside is super bright. It does come with a strap as well, so you have the handle or the strap, and it does also have like a reflective rain pouch, which is convenient to be able to put over it if it is raining. Just an all around, if you're gonna get this e-bike, I would look at this bag as well. It is a very highly usable and really nice bag. So back to the bike now, you can see the rear rack does come with it. The bag is extra, so just to be aware. But those straps, the bungee cords that you see on the rear rack do come with it. Now the kickstand is one of my biggest complaints here on this bike. I love to see kickstands that are further back so they don't interfere with the pedals, but more importantly, the kickstand does nothing with the sidecar or the easy boat on there. So I'd like to see them sort of add an e-brake if possible. But I want to say like the styling is beautiful. Not to mention these hand grips and the seat are so plush and comfortable. They're some of the most comfortable hand grips and seat I've ever used on an e-bike.
Dad, can I ride in it first, please?
So once I got this thing together, the kids were itching to ride in it, and you can see that it comes with a seat that actually has suction cups on the bottom and a seat belt as well, and this nice little foot mat. This is the first e-bike I've reviewed from Mod Bikes, and I am so impressed with the build quality and the level of quality on all these specific parts that they have used.
Put your paws down, baby.
Sit.
Now sit.
Sit. Good Nella. Good Nella. Stay. Stay. Good Nella. Now, although my daughter asked to be first in the sidecar, the dog ended up being in the sidecar first. So initially she was a little nervous, and then after a couple laps around the neighborhood, she was definitely more comfortable with the sidecar and kind of enjoyed it, I think, or at least didn't hate it enough to jump out. Now, this newer version does come with new D-rings for pet leashes that actually affix to the sidecar itself, so you can keep your pet leashed in if that's what you want to do. After a couple laps with just my dog in here, I was completely sold on this sidecar. It is so awesome to be able to put stuff or people or pets in the sidecar and kind of just go. This makes e-bikes so much more usable with this extra storage for people or just stuff. Okay. Okay. Climb out? She wants to keep going. So you can see just after a few minutes in the sidecar, our dog absolutely loved it. She got really comfortable in there and really, I think, enjoyed the ride. So that is super awesome to see your dog very comfortable in this sidecar. The only thing I think that was missing from this sidecar is dog goggles. So if Mod Bikes is listening to this, I hope that they come out with some dog goggles really soon.
Do you need to take the watch off? Is Apple gonna sue you?
No. Actually looks better. It gives you more credibility.
It's like an outdoorsy guy.
What?
Okay. That is a
In
nice
though.
package. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that broke.
Oh, broke?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it did.
You can't use that in the video now. Are you allowed to say bad things? Oh, this one's not broken.
The one is keeping it on?
Yeah.
Otherwise it would jingle jangle?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, or just fall out, I guess, when you opened it.
What you got back there?
Oh yeah, this is like good old. They use this in like radio control stuff. And it's probably temp sensor.
Wow.
And that's the controller there. Or is that just a box?
So controller, temp sensor.
Yeah.
Is it easily unpluggable?
Yeah, yeah, it looks like it's very easily swappable.
Because it looks like this is like handles to,
Yeah.
take and go.
Yeah. And then here, you can see there's like some aluminum cooling fins back there. That's the temperature controller, or the speed controller.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
That's neato.
Who made it?
Big old brick. Oh, it's like in a metal case. Wow, that seems like neato that they like wrapped it up like this way, you know? That's cool. So I guess the idea is that you would just have this nice little case.
If you wanted to.
Then you have a second battery.
Right. Or if you don't have a garage,
Yeah.
and you need to carry this battery inside to
right,
recharge.
Yeah. Which is why this is locked. So nobody
Right.
can steal your very expensive lithium-ion pack.
Right, because that's your moneymaker right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Most expensive part of the bike.
Yeah. All right, let's put that back on there. Yeah, that'd be really easy to swap out and take with you.
Yeah. Did you unplug it?
No, I was just making sure it was in there good.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Well,
I love the styling.
yeah, I like the styling too. There you go.
Beauty.
Wow, that worked out nice.
Now, where you plug it in is underneath. I just wish that this plug was a little bit better and would stay in, actually. Every time I would ride it, this thing would be out, so I'd have to put it back in. Very slight annoyance. I want to say riding this thing is phenomenal. This is an excellent all-around e-bike, and then it's just a bonus that you can actually attach a sidecar to it. So one of the other enhancements that they did with this was improving the leg clearance between the bike and the sidecar. Also, there's a new front suspension compared to the old model, and the new plastic sidecar is 50% lighter than the older model as well. So lots of improvements over their first iteration of this Mod Easy with a sidecar. So huge improvement there. Now the battery, I will say I did have a lot of kids and my buddy who was about 240 pounds. I'm about 200 pounds. And this battery didn't last too long, and we were doing very minimal pedaling, I will say. So very minimal pedaling. We also had kids in it, which just increased the weight and load on the motor itself. Now you can see here, pedaling is tight, so I can only imagine what it was like on their first model. So nice to see that there is enough clearance to pedal. My foot did hit the sidecar mechanism a couple times, but overall, it really, once you got used to, like I just scooted my right foot forward slightly, and then it was just fine. You can see we have 2 kids actually in the sidecar right now, and they loved it. You can see the huge smiles on these kids' faces. They loved riding in the sidecar. It was so fun, and it just made getting the kids outside and like taking them to a park that much easier. Now, in terms of riding the sidecar, my buddy here is riding it, and there was definitely a learning curve. He has a lot of experience on bikes, similar to what I have, and there was a, I would say, 5 to 10 minute learning curve of when you were actually getting the sidecar and kind of testing it out. So obviously, making left turns is very easy because you have the support of the sidecar wheel, versus making right turns, you feel like you're going to tip over a little bit. So you have to shift your weight or just go slower. And so that is some adjustment and definitely something to consider. Now, not anything too hard, especially I'm talking all that is more challenging when the sidecar is empty. When the sidecar has 2 kids in it, it's less likely to tip over because you're more balanced in terms of the weight. So a right turn isn't as hard with 2 kids in it, and a left turn is equally as easy because you, again, have the support of the side wheel on the sidecar. Now, I think what I love most is being able to go pick up kids, run to the grocery store, and easily, with the sidecar or the Easy Boat, store or house kids during the commute, and gets another car off the road, gets you out of a car and onto an e-bike, which I think is just a better way to live. You can see here, this is me picking up my kid from preschool, backpack and everything. He fits comfortably in there with a seatbelt on, of course, always wear a helmet. And he's just comfortable and he's having a blast. He loves it. The kids love this versus riding in a car. Not to mention, you get out of the car and you're not sitting in traffic. Now, my only real complaint about it is this mechanism that holds on the front headlight. I did tighten it as tight as I could get it, and it would still make that really annoying noise when I was riding, but very minimal there. Overall, I love this e-bike. I love the styling. I love the design. I love how it rides, and I love the sidecar. Now, with all that being said, this is a rather expensive e-bike, but I do believe you get a lot for that package. Now, this comes in at just over $4,000, and it's another $130 if you do want the trunk bag. If you're considering this as a car replacement, it seems really inexpensive, and I think with this sidecar, you do have a lot of options in terms of this being a car replacement for you. So sell your car and buy this, and you'll be way, way ahead. I am going to be keeping this for a while, and so look for a follow-up video in early spring as I do a longer testing of this. This is just my initial test after a couple weeks. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Share this video with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, see you in the next one.